Good evening, everybody. Forecaster Zach Briscoe here in the Hazardous Weather Prediction Studios. We're taking a look at the severe weather risk for Sunday. First thing we're taking a look at is the CAPE values for Sunday afternoon. You can really see that CAPE coming out of the Gulf and going up into northern Michigan. This is in response to a strong low pressure system that's going to be working its way up to the north and that cold front that's going to be pushing eastward. As that CAPE reaches up into northern Michigan, values of 1 to 2,000 are likely, and this means there's some pretty unstable air Sunday afternoon. Also, we have helicity values reaching over 500, and that means there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere, so there could be some potentially damaging winds and maybe even some tornadoes. Temperatures really start surging into the 60s and 70s up in the Ohio Valley, even maybe the 80-degree mark down towards the Gulf Coast. So there's plenty of warm and unstable air for these thunderstorms to develop. And we can really see that on the simulated radar. This is Sunday morning. We got storms starting to form around Michigan and trailing down into parts of Missouri. And then by Sunday afternoon and evening, we have a line of storms from around Buffalo, Pittsburgh, working down into parts of Tennessee and northeastern Alabama and northeastern Mississippi. So what we got forecasted here is our load to form around western Kansas and then push up to northern Michigan. And once it reaches this area on Sunday afternoon, that's when the severe storms are going to start breaking out. I mean, there's not going to be severe storms across the whole region we're predicting, but there's a good chance of in that area that there's going to be some severe storms. And then once it reaches about the Appalachians, it might start breaking apart, and then on Monday there could be another chance of some severe storms up in the northeast. Let's take a look at our Day 3 outlook that we issued here at HWPC. This is not associated with SPC, as we issue our outlooks around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. They then issue around 2 o'clock in the morning. But what we have forecasted is a slight risk from about eastern Louisiana up into western PA and up into parts of northern Michigan. And we might have to issue a moderate risk in later outlooks, but right now we're just thinking a slight risk, which means there's a chance of some isolated to not exactly widespread severe weather, but some scattered reports of severe weather in this area is most likely. But the biggest threat looks to be in parts of very western PA, up into northern Michigan, and eastern Illinois area, and then down into northern Tennessee. This is any region here we might have to upgrade to a moderate risk later. As those storms start to develop Sunday afternoon, we think there could be some supercells with tornado potential, and then it will also evolve into a squall line later in the day and then produce that damaging wind. Hail doesn't seem to be too big of a threat. It's more the tornado and the damaging wind threat that we're really looking at. And then once it reaches about Pittsburgh, it might start falling apart across the mountains, and then Monday it might pick up again as it heads into the northeast. We'll continue to keep you up to date on the severe weather threat. For now, forecaster Zach Briscoe here in the Hazardous Weather Prediction Studios.